Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Cut Line channel, and this is a land surveying based channel. I want to talk about some field equipment, namely these boots. This is an Ozark trail boot, and I'm going to compare them to this Merrell boot. Let me get you the model number on here. I can't remember what they call these, but there's the model number for both of them. Obviously this one's from Walmart and it is Ozark Trail branded here, and they call waterproof on them, and these are also waterproof. These both have been used for about 6 months each, so you could see the difference here. The Merrell is in very good condition still and has a lot of life left in it. I typically super glue my seams, and I'll even sometimes do some shoe glue on the seams for the where the sole meets the welt, but in this case I didn't, because I kind of like how these Merrells look, and I didn't want to ruin them. But this video is mostly for the Ozark Trail, because you could see how like rinky-dink these are. I mean, the entire sole is coming off, and I'm attempting to use some shoe glue to just revive them enough for casual wear. So I found out that this model is the Centaur, and I got them from Academy Sports for about $100, and they're slightly cheaper. I think they're like either $20 to $40 cheaper than the Moab 3. And I tried the Moab 3, but I didn't like the way it fit on my foot. So don't let reviews and like personal uses sway you from trying on shoes and actually figuring out what fits you the best, because that's what matters the most. But a Centaur, again, cheaper than the Moab 3. And then this one, I didn't do too much research on it. I just ran to my computer. This is just an Ozark Trail Hiker. It's going to be one of the only ones you could find in Walmart on the shelves, like in person. But as we could see, I have worn this boot through pretty much every environment that you would wear a boot, from big planned developments, dusty, sandy, really hot, really arid, and just like bad environments for boots and people in general. And I've worn them in the swamp, I've worn them in the woods, pretty much, again, anywhere you could think of, rocky environments and so on, things like that. This, in 6 months, this boot is pretty much toasted. Mostly, I think, from just being wet. This boot does not like to be wet, even though it says waterproof on there. And the cost for these isn't super low. The price, though, is actually pretty hard to beat. It's $40 for this shoe. And obviously, I customized mine with this BOA laceless style technology. This is a really great upgrade that you could do to any boot, and I'm going to be probably taking it off of here and putting it on my Merrells. But just find them on like eBay or Amazon for like $5, and it changes the boot completely. If you're into, more optimization of your footwear, I guess. Some people might not like the look of it. I kind of like it. It's more of a modern look, cleans it up quite a bit, and you don't have to worry about your laces coming undone. If you want the link for that, I'll let you know. But yeah, $40 for these. Although they do deteriorate rapidly, I would say as a normal shoe, if you wanted a very light boot that you were probably not going to get wet, this thing would probably hold up pretty decently for a year. So $40, and they look good. Like, I mean, you can't deny that they don't look good. They definitely copied some other names boots that you could clearly see the silhouette is pretty similar to the Merrell or the Keen, but it is what it is. I think they're pretty nice boots for the price. As far as just a leisure boot, you're just wearing it. They're kind of like the Vans hiker, the Vans high top that they make now that look more like a boot. Probably expect to have the same results from a skate shoe as you would from this boot. So the way that I would wear it is more of like a skate casual shoe and not put it through the paces. But for surveying specifically, I don't know. I don't think I would recommend it if you're looking at these things. And to compare it to like a Merrell or a Keen, this is $40 for just over twice the price. These ones will probably last me 2 years, and I don't typically wear lace-up boots when I'm surveying. I typically wear a pull-on cowboy style boot because it keeps twigs and junk out of my shoe, whereas like a hiker I typically only wear like on a casual day, or if I'm doing like recon and I know I'm just going to be doing walking, but with surveying you never really know what adventures might come up. So I again don't wear this every day, but I've learned that you really don't want to wear the same boot every day anyways, especially if you're getting them wet or you're really wearing them out. It's best to cycle through your boots. So it's probably about half with these, half with a pull-on, and then I have some like straight up sneakers that I'll wear every here and there, but I always have like extra shoes on me as it is, because again, you never know what might happen with surveying. But this is 6 months in on the Merrell, and I'm talking like I've actually had it for like a year, but I've probably put about 6 months of usage on it, and there is really no separation of the sole from the welt, and it still looks relatively clean and new. You can see there's some spray paint on there and whatnot, but usually if I get them sprayed up, I just kick them in dirt, and it typically gets the paint off of them pretty quickly. So the comparison between the two, I don't really know how to compare the two. They're in different categories totally. The Ozark Trail, again, is a good, if you want to get the silhouette and the somewhat utilitarian use out of a shoe that is a little bit more structured than a sneaker, then this one will be decent for you. Definitely not for surveying. Do not get it for surveying. I'm not recommending that at all. But I will say this is one of the most comfortable shoes or hiker style boots that I've worn. It's far more comfortable than the Merrell, and it's because there's like memory foam in here. That's why I still have them. They are extremely comfortable. One of the most comfortable shoes, full stop, that I own. And they're light. They're lighter than the Merrells, and they're about as light as a low to mid height Vans shoe. Like, this is pretty light, and this one is right in the ballpark. I'm not going to break out a scale or nothing, but again, the most comfortable shoe that I own right now, which is kind of crazy because my pull-on cowboy boots are pretty comfortable, but this one is just superior. I really like the added boa strap on here because it really does make them more approachable to wear. But this isn't like suggesting that you should survey in them, but I probably expect people outside of surveying to be watching this. So if you're just like a normal person and you're not going to be like in the water, in the woods, on like a dusty construction site and you're not going to beat the heck out of these things, I expect them to last probably a year with just normal use. Like if you're walking around your yard and like gardening with these on, and that's like how are you going to use them, then it should be fine. And I don't expect them to get so nasty. But like, yeah, you could see I was not kind to these, and they got torn up pretty quickly. Again, I've probably had them for about a year, both of these, because I got this one shortly after this one because I could just tell this was not going to last. But I cycled through them for about a year, and probably got about 6 months of use on it, and it's just like ate up. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions about it. And again, this is Cutline channel. Have more outdoors and land surveying related content. This is the first of many, so we'll see you on the next one. You.